Welcome, podcast listeners. This is episode number 172 of the Fret Talk podcast. You are here with your host. It is me, Mr BudgetPedalChap. I was about to say, it is Matt Coyne. I'm not Matt Coyne. This is Matt Coyne. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hey.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, I think it's got to be one of those casts, Matt, because
I think it might be.
I think I might be tired, and that tends to go one of two ways. I've either got no energy or just overcompensating for the energy. Yeah. So we'll see how this one goes.
It'll be a good one. They always are.
Indeed. Yeah, I love them. Either way, I love just chatting, like avoiding chatting about guitar news for as much as possible. Is essentially our MO, isn't it? By now.
It is.
Oh, so official. It's 172. Fret Talk podcast. I'm BPC. You're Mr Matt Coyne. That's all been done. So we're now up to the bit where I go, you all right, Matt? What you been up to?
Yeah, not too bad. Should we start with the guitar stuff or the other bit?
Either or.
Right, well, let's start with what I got up to this weekend. So this weekend was my birthday.
Hey! 21.
And I became 29, which is the opposite of 21. It's one away from 30, not 20.
Yeah.
And it's the first time of any of my birthdays ever where I've looked at myself and gone, what have I done with the last 29 years of my life? That was a very bad idea. So we'll quickly move on from that. Because nobody should ever do that, because all of the things that you've done, you forget about, and you think about all the things you haven't done. And if you actually look at it, you've done lots. You just you focus on the things that you thought you'd have done by this age, and you haven't.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, like, if you put things in columns of things I've done versus things I haven't done, by, like, sheer, like, ratios, there is more in the things you haven't done.
Yeah.
However, some of the things that you have done are awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this podcast being one of them. Woo!
Yeah, this podcast, like, if you just, so, like, one of the things that I was like, you know, when I was 14, I imagined that I'd be married and own my own house by the time I'm 30, and I'm a year away, and that's not going to have happened. But at the same time, as a 13-year-old, I didn't imagine I'd have ever played a gig in front of, like, 4,000 people, and I have done that. So that's a benefit. So there's always things that, you know, are good as well as things that haven't quite gone to plan.
Yeah, and chances are, if you were married and with the house now, the gig in front of thousands of people might not have happened.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. So, yeah, just look at the positives, which is what I've been trying to be doing. But anyway, yeah, so basically, my birthday weekend, and I was reminded about this before the cast because I shared it on Facebook. I went axe throwing for the first time.
That you did?
Which, you know, it's something that seems to have popped up recently. Like,
it does.
I don't think
it's a little bit of a
5
hipster.
years ago.
Yeah, it's like hipster mini golf, isn't it?
It is. Like, 5 years ago, I didn't see anything about axe throwing, but, like, it's all over the internet now. And, yeah, like, there's a couple of places that have popped up over here, so I went along to one of them. And, yeah, I found out that I've got quite the knack for throwing axes at specific targets on a wall 15 foot away, or whatever it is, whatever the distance is.
That's it, yeah. Woo!
Yeah, like, so I went along with a lady friend on a date, and we each had a lane, and we were just being taught how to throw the axes and stuff.
Hang on, who's Elaine? Who's Elaine?
No, the lady friend. I didn't say Elaine.
You did? You said we each had a lane.
Oh, sorry. Right, okay, sorry.
I mean, was she part of the axe throwing experience, Elaine?
You throw the axe along a lane.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So yeah, we each had basically a target to throw at, and yeah, like I just looked out, and it seems to be something I've got the knack of. I can't do underhanded, so I can't throw the axe upside down. But if I could throw it one-handed over my shoulder, I can hit a target pretty well. Right. So basically, it's a bullseye target. In so much like there's an outer, a middle, and an inner.
Yeah.
And then there's two dots in the corner, and basically you've got 5 axes. Like the way they do it in quote unquote tournaments, which all sounds a little bit far-fetched to me, but apparently there are axe throwing tournaments around the world. So you have to throw 4 axes at the bull, and if you hit bull 4 times in a row, you can go for one of the tiny dots in the corner. So bullseye is worth 5, but those are worth 7. So the maximum score is 27. And the guy that was coaching me was like, I hit it about 3 times a week. I managed to hit it 2 times in a night.
Nice.
And then, like, later on, he was like, right, there's 2 dots, one in either corner. You can go for each one. Or I'll give you 2 axes. See if you can hit both of them at the same time.
Nice.
So I managed to do that as well, but not whilst I was... They basically give you 5 goes, and if you can do it in your first 5, they give you a T-shirt, and if you can't, you can just keep going.
Yeah.
So I managed to hit it, but I didn't win the T-shirt. But I did win a T-shirt for getting a perfect score, so I got a free T-shirt out of it.
Well, hey, nice. I mean, everyone likes a free T-shirt, especially a T-shirt that symbolises you being good at something.
Yeah, well, that's it. Basically, it's a staff T-shirt, so it's different to the ones that you can go along and buy, like, axe throwing like the T-shirts branded with the company. But I got a specific staff one because they're ones that you can't physically buy. Yeah,
you're now officially like the regional manager. you've taken over his mantle.
Yeah, so they say on average in a week they'll get somebody hit a 25, which is just 5 bulls in a row because they won't go for the corners.
Yeah,
but they don't often get 27s without the staff doing it. So yeah, I was very pleased with myself. There's in fact my profile photo at the moment is me grinning next to a board that just says 27 and my name, and yeah, it calls me the Axpert of the week.
Nice, and that's like dad joke as well. I mean it can't get any more perfect, can it?
Yeah. So yeah, basically that was my weekend. But if we like bring this round to guitars, I guess is what.
Oh, do we have
to? So it being my birthday, I bought myself a birthday present.
You did.
And Mr Stuart Tate did an offer for Halloween where certain red and black pedals or orange and black pedals became discounted by, I think, 25%.
They were quite hefty.
Yeah, it was Raise the Dead, which I already own, and the Hot Coals, which I don't already own. However,
I can see where this is going.
As Mr BudgetPedalChap can now see, I now own a Hot Coals.
Isn't it? I mean, I kind of own one by proxy.
Yeah, I was talking. Side note, I was talking to Mr. Yeomans about his pedals, some of the Chevtone stuff, and he mentioned that you've basically commandeered his.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
I take it he lent it to you, and you haven't yet unlent it.
I mean, in my defence, there was a little bit of a global situation.
Yes.
So.
A thing happened.
Yeah, a thing definitely did happen and hasn't unhappened yet, really. I mean, there was possibly like a brief period of time where I could have rectified this and got it back to him. But that time is over now.
Yeah. Yeah, so you've got Hot Coals for a little bit longer. But yeah, I haven't managed to plug mine in yet, but I will do soon. The other thing that I've done is I've rebuilt my pedalboard for what I thought was the first time in 12 months, but apparently I did it in January. So not quite, but close enough.
I mean, it almost lasted a year, so yeah, that's
yeah, I mean,
good.
bearing in mind that for like 3 months of that, I couldn't play through a valve amp, so I didn't particularly use my pedalboard, but we'll ignore that. So basically, the sounds lasted 6 months before I went, I'll change it again.
Yeah.
But what I've done is I've significantly reduced the amount of drive on my board because I was realising that I don't actually actively use all of the drives.
Okay.
So, like, for some gigs, I will use these 4, and other gigs I would be using, like, these 4, and then, like, it just got to the point where, like, yeah, I was like, realistically, do I use 11 different drive sounds or whatever I had in combination or whatever, or probably in combination it was like 64, but yeah, like basically I didn't need the amount of drive pedals, so I've significantly reduced that. So I've now gone for so it's wireless system into OD2, no, not OD2, Octave OC2.
Yeah.
So wireless system into Octave, Octave into Hotcake,
Okay.
Hotcake into BMB,
Okay. Yeah.
which wasn't previously on the board. So those are going to be my two rhythm sounds. It'll either be light drive or heavier drive for the BMB.
Yeah.
And then I've got two different options for either boost for boost, which is my Hello Sailor Rangemaster and my Anteras, which I'm going to use sort of like a tube screamer, but slightly differently voiced, because that's basically almost slightly what it is.
Yeah.
Even if Stuart, I don't like calling it a tube screamer because it's so much more than that, and the clean blend allows for so much versatility that you just can't get from a tube screamer, but you can use it like that. It sounds incredible like that. And also, I can use it as almost like a clean boost that just shapes the EQ curve going into it.
Yeah.
So I've got that set like that, and I've got the Rangemaster set to add a little bit more grit, and obviously do different, because mine's got 3 different EQ slots. It's got a full range, a lower mid boost, and an upper mid boost. So I've got that set voiced slightly differently, so it's a different style of boost.
Yeah.
And then after that, I've got my Raise the Dead, because I need to keep the Raise the Dead. You can't ever. I won't ever have a pedal board without that on, because it's just a smile machine.
Yeah, it's silly fun, isn't it?
Yeah, and then after that, it's the same thing. So it's the Analog Man chorus, the whatever the cheap. I think it's a Tone City. It's not Tone City, but it's a cheap. I think it might be X5. The phaser.
The phase. Yeah.
I always get mixed up between phase and flange, but I think it's phase. It's the orange one.
Yeah, yeah. If it's orange, it will almost certainly be phase.
Yeah, it is. It is, because it's basically a phase 90, but with extra controls. And then obviously M5, 2 reverbs, the Mel 9, and a delay pedal.
I mean, that sounds like a ridiculous board for my use, but for you, that's progress.
That's. I think I worked out it was 4 less pedals than last time.
There you go.
And I'm only using 2 power supplies.
And there you go. You're doing your bit for the environment as well.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some amazing sounds out of that. Mentioning the BMB, however, have you heard the news about the BMB?
I have. It's been discontinued, and there's only one left that you can buy new. So if you want a brand new BMB, and it hasn't already gone, which it may have already gone since I saw the advert, but there was one left in Stuart's store.
Yep.
And then there's going to be no more.
And do you know why there's going to be no more?
I'm guessing there's a new pedal coming out from Tate, but I haven't heard.
Possibly. Yeah,
I assume it hasn't been announced.
I will say no more, but
yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that when somebody takes a pedal that's been in their line for as long as the BMB has been in Stuart's line, that there's probably going to be a replacement for it. Probably.
Yeah.
For legal purposes, we're not confirming or denying anything.
Oh,
because I haven't got a clue.
Not yet. I mean, I know a little bit more about it, but I'm not confirming nor denying shit. But I am saying, keep your eyes out on Stuart's Instagram and on Stuart's on website as well, because
yeah, I absolutely will be doing.
Something gonna happen. Is what's going down. Yeah, cool. So nothing kind of gig wise this week, or?
No, I've got my first gig in 6 weeks on Saturday.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
Saturday.
Yeah, because you had that little.
And then I've basically got 2 weeks off between now and Christmas.
Cool. It sounds good. I am not jealous at all. Just a little, maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
You also, since last time, I mean, you received the Fat Guy Little Coat, but since last time and this time, you've managed to play it as well, haven't you?
I think I managed to play it just before the last one and may have mentioned it a little bit, but yeah, like I've been playing it quite a lot in conjunction with the BMB before that went on the board, either running it into the BMB or the BMB into it, and just having lots of fuzzy goodness. Really impressed with that little. It's a one knob fuzz similar to my ears, and I didn't AB them, and so I'm like thinking about the sounds days apart. So might just be completely wrong. It might just be because it's a fuzz pedal and it's got one knob. To me, it sounds a bit like Raise the Dead, but I think it's that flavour of fuzz rather than a muff flavour of fuzz. To me, it sounds a little bit brighter than the Raise the Dead, but again, that was through an 8-inch speaker because I was playing it through my 5-watt Origin. So the speaker might have been playing into that because I'm used to hearing the Raise the Dead through a 212, and it's Vox voiced, so. Yeah, like I'm not saying for definite that it is, but yeah, like the first thing that came into my head was it was a brighter, fuzz face style fuzz similar to the Raise the Dead.
Yeah, I was just I was being a little bit antisocial there. I was I was on my phone, but I was searching up because I remembered that Doug had put a comment in on the Fret Talk podcast group on the episode that we talked about it. So I was just gonna read out a bit of that. So he says, "Look, thanks for the love. The circuit kit is based on an old school colour sound fuzz, but with a few adjustments that he's made. It's definitely more fuzz face like, which you mentioned.
Yeah,
and it was because he's not the biggest fuzz fan. So he dialed it back to a point where it's almost like that sweet spot with the rap where you don't know quite whether it's fuzzy or distortion. So it's kind of the just on the precipice of getting like super nasty.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a simple circuit, as you said. Yeah, like just one knob, which I absolutely love because you can't fuck it up then, can you? If it's got one knob. But yeah, he's saying it gets the job done, which sounds like it does. I'm down with that. I'm just gonna put my phone down now. Like, there we go. Yeah, so hats off, Mr. Christ. It's something that I can't wait to hear. Can't wait to hear the pedal. Right, I've got a bit that I've done this week. So I'm gonna try smash through it as much as possible, but we might have to truncate it a little bit because we've got some news, we've got news discussion, and that could possibly be a meaty news discussion. Right, so the last No Talk Auto, I think we talked about the possibility of doing the TC shaker on the last one, and that has come out now.
Yeah.
But the last one from this date of recording will have been the Moore Ensemble King, which it's not bad. It's not bad. I did a little bit of research on it actually, because I always assumed that it was chorus ensemble based. So what's that like? Is it CE5 that one?
Yes. I'm almost certain.
And I assumed by the name it's going to be CE5 based, but of course the CE5's got all of the controls of the Ensemble King, but it's also got a tone control, which the Moore doesn't.
Okay.
So I assumed that they just admitted that, but apparently I did a little bit of research, and like you find them every so often, like a JPEG on the internet where it's got like the Moore pedal and then the pedal equivalent that it's based on, and they're saying that it's CE2 based with a mix control. So.
Okay.
But yeah.
Interesting.
So I mean, what is there to say about it really? I mean, it's a chorus. It's your main controls are obviously your rate and your depth, and it goes quite extreme, but not to a point where you're like, oh. So like when you crank everything up, it's almost, if you squint your ears, you're getting kind of like faux Leslie sounds. You can get quite subtle as well with the mix control. You can dial back some of that like extreme 80s-ness.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. I think that's part of what you like about the what was that other cheap one, the Afterglow.
Yes.
It also has that ability, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It allows you to have a more extreme chorus sound, but not have all of it.
Yeah.
So like you get those extra bits of like waviness. I don't know how else to describe it. But,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, wiggle. Yeah, it's fine.
But you still have clarity. Whereas if you don't have a mix control, when you do that, you lose all clarity. You basically don't know what note you sound like you're semitone half a semitone out of tune. And I hate that about some of the 80s stuff.
Yeah, it gets hard to tame, doesn't it? It gets hard to tame. And that mix control really does rein it back in. I found that if you do it on the more subtle chorus settings and use the mix control as well, you almost get that kind of like 12-string shimmer, which is really nice. I think going from memory, I think the Afterglow is a fatter chorus sound than the Ensemble King.
Okay.
But I also found out as well, actually, that Moore do an Ensemble Queen. So they've got an ensemble hierarchy.
Ah.
And I don't think the Prince of Ensemble or Princess of Ensemble are quite out yet, but maybe Moore. Come on,
probably in the works. Let's just say that they are.
Yeah,
we have inside knowledge that they are. Disclaimer: we don't have any inside knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, it's a pedal that I use in my band setup because it's small and it's a chorus, and I like, because I do a slightly opposite way of doing my stuff, like my setup to you. You've got like quite a few drive tones.
Yeah.
That then like you can mix and match and whatnot. I've pretty much just got 2 light drives, and if you combine them, they make a slightly heavier drive. So I've pretty much I've got like the Blues Breaker clone that I've demoed on my channel. Into the Mojo, and the Mojo is the one that gets stood on first, pretty much. So that's like the base kind of blues grit, and then you add the blues driver at more extreme settings to then like saturate it up. And then I've obviously got a tube screamer on there, a Moore Green Mile. It literally could be any other pedal because I'm just using it as a boost. Yeah. It's just literally just the kind of the EQ, and I take almost all of the gain out of it.
I mean, just to justify myself, obviously you play originals, so you are looking for your own sound.
Oh yes, I do. Yes, yeah.
Those are the things that make your sound. Whereas I play covers, and you can't do Thin Lizzy sounds and Fleetwood Mac sounds and modern indie sounds without different flavours of drive. That's my excuse.
Yeah, again, I probably would try, but I'm a fan of the simplicity of the setup, because all of my pedals fit on essentially like a couple of planks of 2x4. Just sawn down into like the most rudimentary, like everything's mounted on the top as well. There's the power supply's not underneath. It's literally everything is on the top.
No, I've got both power supplies underneath. Although I've returned to having the wireless system on top, so that I can see when the battery's starting to get low. Because there's a couple of times where like the battery's died halfway through a song, and I've gone, I probably should have noticed the red flashing light. Apart from the fact that it's underneath my pedal board.
But I mean, you should have mounted it underneath, but then with a complicated mirror system. So,
Yeah, 3 mirrors, just display it up to eye level.
yeah, yeah, that would be the sensible choice of doing it. But yeah, so I mean, on my kind of my band pedal board at the moment, I've got so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 pedals, only 7 of which are actually in the signal chain. I've just got a spare drive pedal just stuck on there, just to kind of keep the weight even. It's got Velcro on it. It's fine. It's doing no one any harm. Just sitting there.
Just fill the gap. Fill the gap. Like, it irritates me that I have a mini pedal-sized gap at the top of my pedal board at the moment.
Yeah.
And not a mini pedal to put in it that I want to use.
Yeah, anything which is particularly inspiring.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of stuff which you don't have at the moment, like on the board. Because, I mean, like if I was thinking anything mini pedal, my instant thought would go to JSA because Simon does some absolutely
but
like mental.
They're mostly drives, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's it. Like you've got the tiny toddy, which could go there, but again, it's just another drive to add to the myriad of drives.
As an aside, the tiny toddy is now mounted to my audio interface for my computer, so that I don't have to like find anything. Like, it's literally plugged in all the time. It's got a jack that's gone directly from it into the front of the audio interface, and a jack that comes out that I can then plug any other pedal that I want to like test how it sounds through my audio interface. So yes. It's literally permanently mounted to my audio interface now.
So it's essentially working as like a preamp.
It is. It's working as a preamp, and it sounds incredible as a preamp.
Yes, it does actually. That really segues me quite well onto the Pickpocket series, which has kind of rolled out. I think it may have been like the day before the first. Oh, sorry, the second one came out. So I've done like the big stubby, and literally today has been like Timbertone's Rosewood pick, which as a quick aside, they don't do anymore. So whoops, sorry. Like I have a habit of doing this. Like on the No Talk Auto, I did the Bright Onion Soap Boost, which is discontinued, and now I've done the Rosewood pick. But I mean, they still do the shape. They still do like wooden picks. You just can't get rosewood. So you could get like a maple version of it. You could get like I don't know, like the equivalent that isn't restricted by CITES.
Pau Ferro?
Yeah, possibly like Pau Ferro or Laurel or any of these kind. Yeah. But for the like the number 2, 3, and 4 in the Pickpocket series, I followed your advice where you were like, you need to use like a kind of crunchy signal where it's like just edge of bluesy breakup kind of thingy.
Yeah, so you can see how much digging in helps. Yeah,
and I did that, but I took all of the amp modelling out of the situation and literally just had the hot toddy going into like an amp sim. So it is literally your setup, and it sounds bloody fantastic.
Yeah, I think that the hot toddy, or in my case the tiny toddy, I was a bit sceptical when you suggested using that as a preamp, because actually when you wind it up, there is quite a lot of grit there.
Yeah.
But you wind it down, and it does edge of break up clean really, really well. And it's not how I'd been using the pedal when I was using it as a pedal, but now that I'm using it as a preamp, there's a spot for me. Obviously, mine's got one control on the outside, and there's a spot for me from like between 8 o'clock and about 11 o'clock, where you just are adding slightly more grit to your clean signal, and if you play lighter, it goes away. But the more you add, the more you can get by digging in, and yeah, it's just a very sweet but just really nice preamp tone.
Yeah, and that is what episode 2, 3, and 4 are powered by, essentially. I do give a shout out to it in the most funny possible way. The tiny toddy just smashes into each of the pre-playing shots where I'm kind of showing the pick. Just like show. Then tiny toddy comes in and smashes through it. Brr. I am here for tone. And it's brilliant. So yeah, check it out. And Simon, start pushing the tiny toddy and the hot toddy as like a preamp pedal. Put it in a bigger form factor, like the 1590 BB case. Maybe add like a mid control as well. That would be like the boutique version of them, the Joyo preamp pedals, which absolutely kill it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, can't disagree with that.
That's what I'm saying. There you go, $1 million idea, Simon.
And if you want to make even more money, add your compressor to it, and it's a true studio recording setup at that point, as preamp with compressor.
Oh shit, man! This is getting tasty. I'm salivating. Yeah, Simon, make it happen. That can be like the Fret Talk pedal. That I don't mind having our likeness posted on this. It can be Fret Talk signature pedal. Don't even want anything for it. I just want it to be in the world.
Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, so I've done the Pickpocket series as well. I think the next one coming up, if I've got time to edit it, will be next Wednesday or in like 2 days' time if you're listening to this podcast, and will be it's a brass pick by Tridents. That's an interesting one. That is. I like the tone of metal picks. They give like a really kind of thwappy tone because you really hear the grooves in the string as you like brushing past them. It's unlike any other plectrum you try. Well worth a listen. And they're really short videos as well, so you can watch them while on the shitter.
Perfect.
There you go. Yeah. I was toying with the idea of kind of having it mention like that they are shitter kind of length videos, and I was like trying to bat around in my head like a title for the videos that could could give that, and I just kept coming up with shitter tone, which that's the wrong thing.
Yeah. No, that's
number one shit. Yeah, shit tone. Oh fuck no. So yeah, I've left that alone. I've left that kind of thought process alone. And then let's have a look what the time is. So 17 minutes ago, Stomp V Stomp. The next in the series of that we've done the Moore Anna Echo, really Moore heavy for some reason, but it's because I wanted to do a delay pedal, and the Anna Echo is like Bucket Brigade style analog delay, and it's quite close to the DM2. Obviously, like the DM2W would have been a better choice, but I don't have one, so I had what I had to hand. I mean, if anyone wants to just send me in the boss one, I'll happily do like analog, like Stomp V Stomp analog delay redo. Same with the Shinai Univibe as well. If anyone wants to send me in like
around,
if you've got go on kicking about, you don't listen to that Mr. Yeoman's about like me keeping his pedal for the best part of a year. Don't listen to that. You're all right with me. I'll get a demo done and get it sent back out straight away. Honest. No.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Suckers. Yeah. But I'll leave the talk about the analog delay video until the live cast, because it's literally only just dropped. So you definitely won't have seen it. I've heard it once. I remember it being quite close, actually. The Moor did a good job. But anyway, we are
37.
37. I've got 37 as well. Go on. We'll do it. New discussion. Right. So we were talking about Epiphone last time we were on the cast. They were doing some exciting things. We were like, yeah, okay, they're a little bit pricey, but like this is a legit direction for Epiphone. Since then, they have released information about the new line of Epiphone Prophecy. So Prophecy was a series like way back when, like kind of mid 2000s ish. They were kind of aiming at the metal market, like the kind of new metal look almost. They were like EMG laden Epiphones, and there were some of them that were pretty cool actually. But yeah, so that kind of went away when that whole fad kind of died off.
Yeah.
But they're bringing the prophecies back, and they're doing it with like a super sleek and super modern kind of take on it. So we've got in the lineup of the prophecy range, we've got the Les Paul, obviously. We've got the SG. We've got something approaching the Explorer, but not an Explorer apparently. And we've got the Flying V. So
is it not an Explorer? It looks like an Explorer, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
I'm sure I've seen the photos of this, and it's an SG, a Les Paul, an Explorer, and a V.
Yeah. So the story behind this is the Explorer is being called the Xtura. Yeah. And that's because they've altered the body shape slightly. So it's like a thinner waist almost on it. And there's a deeper cutaway, and because it's like a revised version of the Explorer, rather than going with the traditional name, they've called it something different. I think
so. Basically, they've done what ESP or Charvel do, and they've slightly altered the shape and then slightly altered the name.
Yeah,
and so I take it Gibson are going to sue Epiphone because they're doing what all the other companies they sue do.
It would be a masterstroke. That would be like literally 2020. That would be the roundup to 2020. Gibson sues itself. So across the range, we've got like accoutrements that span across the entire range. Got like a half-inch maple cap. Flame maple veneer on those with the finishes that allow that, because I think they do like a gloss black, which I don't think they'll be wasting flame maple veneer on that. But all the rest have got the bursts.
I mean, it's disappointing that it's a flame maple veneer, but at least it's maple veneer over maple rather than like a lot of the cheaper stuff is just like a tiny thin layer of maple veneer.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, over quote unquote body wood.
Body wood, yes, wood.
Yeah, that's it. It got some
generic wood.
That's it. Yeah, you got a big slab of generic old generic wood. So this is like mahogany body, maple cap. So like legit, it's not like a half-inch maple cap. Is not a massive cap.
Well, it's a. I would imagine roughly what you get on a Les Paul at studio level.
I thought they were doing an inch of maple cap.
I mean, I know Andy did a lot of sanding on my studio, but there's definitely not an inch of maple on mine.
I don't know.
But I guess it is a carved top, isn't it? So maybe it is an inch in the middle.
Yeah, the thickest points.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, I didn't think of that.
Yeah. So possibly, I don't know. I don't know the specs of the Gibsons, but 1/2 inch maple cap seems all right. It'll get the tonal point across.
Yes.
24 frets across the board as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, you did say that the old Prophecy series was aimed at new metal, and
yeah,
so
yeah, and these are kind of aimed at modern guitarists as well. So having 24
modern
frets,
guitarists do like to have more frets than they can possibly use.
That's it. They like to utilise the dusty end. Slim taper asymmetrical neck, which again is modern take. Graphtec new bone nut. I think it's new as in new metal as well. New bone. They come in.
I assume that's not actually animal bone. That's synthetic bone.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah, Viagra induced.
Going slightly off on a tangent. I wonder if you can get a nut made out of human bone.
Oh dear, that's possibly. I mean,
and whether that's any better than old whatever they like. I don't know, cow bone or whatever they use for the actual bone nuts.
I don't know. I've not done enough research into bones.
Maybe I could cut my pinky off and turn it into on my right hand, obviously, because you don't ever use that when you're playing.
Yeah,
so,
because it's jointed. You need a bigger bone, don't you?
I can't really do without many of my other bigger bones.
Yeah, I mean,
come back to this idea.
Yeah, just find a willing donor. Someone who's a little bit strapped for cash. It's like, you don't need all of your forearm. It's fine. Yeah, okay. We're getting grim. So they come in a bunch of different colours. We've got black gloss. We've got purple tiger aged gloss. So like a slightly matte finished gloss.
Okay.
So less shiny. And they literally all of them from that come in this age gloss. So you've got purple tiger, yellow tiger, olive tiger, blue tiger, red tiger, and like I say, all of them come in the age gloss. They all come equipped with Fishman Fluence pickups, which again might not be to everyone's taste.
Not for my taste, but again, modern guitarist.
Yeah, and they in the Fishman Fluence defense, like they are being played by people who aren't just metal guitarists.
Yeah.
So like Greg Koch has got the Gristle Master set. I think it was the Gristle Master set, wasn't it? Or was the Gristle Master the guitar?
Cock.
Yeah, Gristly Cock.
It sounds like an 80s TV character, Grizzle Master Cock.
Yeah, it does a bit, yeah. But there are people out there using the Fishman stuff who aren't just straight out metal guys. So it's good that the trend of just shoving EMGs into anything that's metal orientated has kind of passed. I mean, EMGs, they have a place, but they aren't subtle at all. They aren't subtle. My Les Paul, when I first bought that, had EMGs in it. The bloke I bought it from, lovely chap, but again, he's of the sensibility of like more is more, very much the kind of Malmsteen train of thought. So he'd put a 81-85 set in the Les Paul. I was like really excited to play the Les Paul, and I was gigging like a couple of days afterwards. So I thought, I'm going to use this Les Paul for my gig. Yeah. I was rocking the Spider Valve at the time, which had like Hey, stop your judgment here.
No, the judgment is more what happens when you really push the front end of a spider valve with some EMGs.
Well, this is it. So the way that I had it, because you got like 4 banks on the like 4 banks per per like strip, and then you had like however like 99 presets or whatever. I only ever used the one because I only ever used 4 settings. I had like clean with effects, drive, solo, and the clean was pretty like sparkly clean with my strats at the time. Plugged the EMGs into it, full on crunch channel. Weren't even trying to be clean.
Did it clean up with the volume control?
I don't know. I can't remember, but I doubt very much.
Yeah, I doubt it did. Especially if you've gone from Strat to EMG laden Les Paul.
That's it. I mean, going like Strat to like humbuckers, you might see that's getting a bit crunchy. It weren't like that before.
Yeah, that's got a bit of hair. As opposed to, oh look, that is now my crunch channel.
Yeah, this has gone from one of those like really strange like hairless cats that look like a scrotum to a fucking Yetti. It was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a great gig, and I ended up playing clean parts of a song, not clean, which always good fun.
Yeah, but the audience probably didn't notice too much unless they were massive fans.
Yeah, like both of the audience were. They were big fans.
They noticed.
Yeah. Like, oh, he doesn't usually stick on the drive pedal for this part of the song. But yeah, so I'm glad that we're kind of stepping away from EMGs must go in anything metal, and there's a bit more subtlety to it. Because I think the kind of newer wave of modern players, they play like the progressive and the metal sides of things, but there's also influences from other areas. There's more kind of jazzy influences, and it seems like a much more eclectic kind of mix of musicality and virtuosic musicianship rather than just the EMG go. So, yeah, can we drop this string any lower? So it's nice that's the kind of direction things have gone in. So as a kind of roundup of that series of guitars, the range prophecy, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, like I say, it's not aimed at me.
Yes, yeah.
But it does sound like it is a guitar that has been thought about before release, or sorry, a series of guitars that have been thought about before release, rather than just, well, we have these shapes, let's add a couple more frets, and they're now metal guitars. Like, they've actually thought, like, obviously you talked about the Explorer, it's not called the Explorer anymore, there's more upper fret access, and they've changed the pickups as well. Like, they've actually thought about what they're doing. They're not doing the old Gibson thing, which is make a slight tweak and change the number at the end.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is that. It seems like it's a really cohesive range. You wouldn't mistake that any of these guitars fit in any of the other ranges because they all have that common thread going through all of them.
Yeah.
And as you do say, it may not necessarily be aimed specifically at me. But there'll be a generation of guitarists who this is aimed towards, and it seems like pretty banging. However, they are £822, which, I mean, you can justify it. You definitely can.
Whether it's the best price point to be putting Epiphones out at.
Yeah, I mean
the question.
Yeah. We seem to be getting the thing that ended up making Gibson like the target of a lot of backlash, which is the price is just creeping up and creeping up, and you're like, yeah. But these have got this feature and that feature and whatnot, but they're creeping up.
And I don't know about, is it Epiphone Far Eastern? Like, is it Indonesia? Is it China? Is it South Korea?
I'd have to assume they're Korean. If they're not, this is a slightly harder sell, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if they're Korean, then, you know, I think, is it Reverend come out of, like, have some guitars? It's not Reverend. I'm thinking of something else. But there's...
Yeah, Reverend. Yeah,
Reverend. Reverend, PRS SEs, which both have guitars in this price point. So, like, you're not a million miles off. Like, you know, so if they're Korean made, then I think realistically, when you look at their competition, they're probably not that overpriced.
Yeah.
The problem is, most people are used to thinking, I can get an Epi Les Paul Special 2 for 159 quid.
Yeah, and like
these are totally different guitars. Like, they're night and day different. But Epiphone has always been seen as a cheap brand, and like the competition to Squier, who kind of max out at 450, 500, unless they're signatures.
Yeah, where the Squier kind of cuts off, the lower end Fenders kind of come in, and
and they bring in Mexico, which obviously Gibson don't have Mexico, so there's always going to be this. But yeah,
and I know what you mean. Like from my kind of my past experience of like my growing up, the top end Epiphone Les Paul was like 350 quid. Like when I first started, that was, you were thinking that was the peak of Epiphone, but now they are, and I think some of those were actually back in like the early 2000s. Those top end ones were the Korean ones as well. They were coming out of Korean factories.
Yeah, probably.
But
then again, like the old PRS SEs, like some of them were like 350, 400 quid, and again they were coming out of that factory. But everything's going up in price. It's not just Gibson. It's just it's a little bit more noticeable with Gibson.
Yeah, I mean they are one of the two guitar companies that people think about, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, as much as most people would try and deny it, your guitar shapes are either F inspired or they are G inspired.
Yeah, there's not many that aren't derivatives.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it?
Like, even if it's a new shape, it might be two G guitars sawed in half and pushed together. Like,
you like can see where. Oh dear. But you can see you can see where the inspiration came from,
or whether it's like super strats, which are strat shaped. I
mean, even in the name they like point back to the strat.
Or the Rev Stars that definitely aren't SG shaped, even though they're a bit SG shaped.
Yeah, I mean they look quite like the old Yamaha SGs, which were Yamahas flying quite close to the sun take on the actual SG. I mean they were legitimate. Like the old SG 1000s were.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying they're bad guitars, but like you say, like everything is derivative of a shape of one of those, with the exception of the St. Vincent cut-off guitar.
Yeah,
like random bits of wood, and even then, it's just like a squashed Explorer in it. Yeah,
like you can see that it's kind of that geometric-ish shape. I mean, there's argument like for or against. But what really struck me about the Prophecy series, like as it looks now, it really reminded me of Bolt's guitars, like the ones that we were all excited about like 2 years ago.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but yeah, I know. No, I totally.
We've tried to forget it. We've tried to like erase it from the annals of the past. But like legit, this is what they were looking like. Obviously, they weren't this high a spec. They were going for a few £100 at most usually.
Yeah.
And from the backlash that has come from that whole debacle, it sounds like for good reason. I mean, we never ended up getting our hands on the ones that we ordered.
Yeah, I mean, like, there was, like, the people who got the early ones were saying actually they're pretty good guitars, but as it got closer and closer to him just not delivering, from what, like, we were in a group at one point of people trying to get the money back, and, like, some people were saying, like, quality started to go downhill, and then, I mean, that's what he would, like, that's what caused it in the end, is he didn't want to take the guitars that he'd ordered because he wasn't happy with the quality of them. Unfortunately, his solution to that was to not pay them and then try and sell more to cover extra stuff, and it's just, it spiraled into a terrible, terrible situation where he was almost ripping people off. But yeah, it was never going to work what he was trying to do. But like you say, these guitars look like what those guitars that he was pushing towards the end were supposed to be.
Yeah. And I mean, the reason why there was such a hype over the Bolt products is because they looked pretty cool. Unfortunately, as we say, they didn't quite deliver with it. But they looked really awesome. And in fact, I saw one of the ones that were delivered, because I went and had a chat with a guy who lives locally, who was involved in that whole thing, because he'd bought one when he saw him at the guitar show, like saw him there and then, and bought that one there and then he'd gone to order another one. But I saw the one that he ordered at the guitar show, which was pretty much like the Flying V that's been in this Epiphone Prophecy range.
Yeah,
and it seemed
slightly different hardware, I assume.
Oh yeah, like it was much cheaper hardware. Like the finish was not as refined as well. It was like a gold burst, so it's like a flat gold finish, and it was all like satin. But like he said, yeah, no, this guitar, it's not a bad guitar, and he paid like a couple of £100 for it at the guitar show, and he was like, yeah, no, this is it's pretty decent, like.
Yeah.
But hey ho. But these things actually exist and are being shipped and delivered and whatnot. Right, if we were to change parts of this series, what would you do for it to entice you?
For it to entice me, I know this is going to be controversial because it's one of the more expensive parts of the guitar, but I'm changing those Fishman Fluents out. I know they're not metal pickups. Like, you can, like, quote Greg Koch and a few other people that have made them sound different. It's just, they're not me.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, if I was going to go ridiculous and make one of these guitars for me, I'm squashing the Explorer, or whatever it's called, into an old Explorer body shape. Yeah. I'm throwing in some TV Jones style pickups. I'm going back to 22 frets, which is the Gibson way. And I'm making the neck from an asymmetrical taper to a baseball bat.
Okay.
And obviously that's not going to sell. Like, there's no way any company makes that guitar because it's basically specifically designed for me. So yeah. I'm not saying that's what Epiphone should do.
No, but you were saying if you were in charge of that project, that's what you would do.
Yeah, like, if I was going to make one of these my signature guitar, that's how I'd do it.
And if you wanted to make that range more accessible to someone like you, but also so it was a profitable.
Okay, I would rip the Fishman Fluents out and put in either some Fletcher the blends or a Path voiced style pickup.
Yeah.
I would probably change the neck profile back from an asymmetrical thin taper to maybe not ridiculously old style, but, you know, something more akin to a normal traditional neck.
Yeah, maybe like the Gibson 60s slim taper rather than the...
So not 50s or 60s, I think is probably more... I would say I'm in the minority of liking the thicker necks, so I think a 60s is probably better than a 50s.
Yeah. Yeah, it would appeal to more people.
But I do like the fact that they're not in the boring kind of colour scheme that a lot of like Epiphones and Gibsons go for.
Yeah. And the SG as well, it's got that weird kind of drop off fade that the high performances currently have. So it doesn't like burst all the way around. It kind of drops off like teardrops, but then the bottom of the teardrop just kind of merges towards the outside rather than carries on with the contour. So that's pretty cool. To me, it kind of does remind me of like the Epiphone version of the high performance, which was something I was going to mention like last time actually. I thought that's what Epiphone should do, and then they have.
And then they have. And actually, like when you think about that, like the high performance has the asymmetrical tape and neck.
Yeah.
And like it's got modern hardware, modern design. Yeah, they're probably... That's what, like... It's certainly in the Gibson line what you can liken them to the most.
Yeah, definitely.
And as much as...
It's a good thing that they're not one-for-one copying it as well. It's almost got its own personality, but it's the same spirit almost.
Yeah. And as much as people criticise the high-performance line, they sell. It's not like Gibson aren't making money off them. They're guitars that are made for people who are out there buying them. They may not be the type of people that are in the groups on Facebook that we're in. And, like, sometimes I think that maybe we surround ourselves with the smaller parts of the guitar community. Like, there's millions of people worldwide that are playing guitar, and even the big Facebook groups are scraping 1 million.
Yeah.
Like, so it's going to be a lot of people who are focused in the same kind of things that you are, because like they've been brought towards this group by the same things that you have, and like so there's a lot of people out there who are valve amps are the only way, like you tube screamers are the only pedal worth having to push the front end of them, and just plug your Les Paul in and it's in a Marshall, and that's the way. And all right, that's not kind of us, but like we surround ourselves with the people who focus on the traditional because that's what we like.
Yeah.
There's going to be like there are plenty of people out there. Like there's groups that I avoid because they're about metal guitar.
Yeah, because
that's not me.
But I mean, this is where
they're going to be obsessed with this kind of thing, I would assume.
Yeah, possibly, and we'll see how well they sell as well, and we see if more and more of these start cropping up. I mean, if they start cropping up on like the Gear Exchange sometime soon, it'll be that they've been bought. People have like went out and bought them, so it's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think if I were to make a change to the lineup, and not if I was aiming it towards myself, it'd just be a set of blends. I think that, and I honestly don't mind the specs actually. I think 24 frets is not particularly me, but I could live with it. I
mean, it's. I was going to say it's not going to inconvenience you, the fact that it has those extra frets. Like,
yeah.
The other way round, if it doesn't have those extra frets, it is inconvenience to people who want those extra frets. But a guitar having 24 frets just means that I'm not going to use 5 frets instead of 2 frets.
Yeah. So yeah, I could live with just a different set of pickups. But what I'd like to see is having this as like the Prophecy Plus range where everything's spec'd out. And then having Prophecy Basic or something. Prophecy Light. Where the hardware's not necessarily named and it's just kind of your generic Epiphone hardware. The pickups are just kind of like Epiphone, modern humbucker rather than Fishman Fluence, and bringing that price down to like 300 quid rather than the 800 odd quid.
Yeah, I mean, I unfortunately, I don't think that's in their best interest. I think for these kind of guitars, they're not going for the people who they want to buy the baseline Les Paul, Epiphone, whatever it is called these days. It's not called baseline Epiphone, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
not the Special 2, but like the set neck, whatever the baseline set neck is. I think that they're aware that that's kind of aimed at not a student, but like an early player. Like, for the most part, there might be people who are experienced guitarists buying it, but they're really aimed at kind of the beginners and the people who want to move away from their first guitar and get their first Les Paul. I think these are kind of things that they want people to aspire towards.
and maybe it's just a kind of the young player that is still within me somewhere saying that, like, those 800 quid guitars will be the guitars that, like, those youngsters won't be able to attain straight away. But I don't want them like missing out on the not being able to play guitar because they go, oh, I want to play this one, but I can't afford that, and there's nothing at my price point that does look like that.
Yeah, I guess, like,
it's kind of, it's two sides of a coin, isn't it?
Yeah, like, unfortunately, Gibson, or in this case it's Epiphone, but you know, it's Gibson, are in it to make money, and I think they're probably more expert than us at working out the best way to do that. As much as like we criticise them for some of the decisions they make on their pricing scales, it's not like they're not a profitable company.
No, legit. They seem to be doing all right, and for all the kind of minor little criticisms like we have mentioned, like the pricing, we've had a lot of good things to say about how Epiphone has been performing, like in the media in general, like the people's reactions to it, and I've not looked at like sales figures for them, but again, like you say, I'm assuming they're profiting because they're constantly releasing like new stuff and making the excitement around the brands still relevant. So yeah, I think generally, like 2020, not been a good year for everyone, but it's not been a bad one for Gibson.
Yeah. I mean, like, them suing random people aside, like, there's not been that much to say negative about the products that they're releasing anymore. Like, it was a topic of discussion in one of the groups that we're in that, you know, we're still seeing people talk about, I want to buy a Les Paul, please don't try and offer me any 2015 models. Because, you know, of all the controversies around then, but I mean, they turned things around in 2016 and 2017 in terms of the products that they make, and everybody is starting to admit that they've worked on those, you know, little issues that they had with some of the quality control, and they've worked on what they're releasing as products, and they've streamlined what they're releasing as their kind of like, they don't release a 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. I think 2017 might have been the last one that they numbered, and it's like they've just kind of tweaked the line ever since.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might have been 2018, but yeah, whenever it was, like, they released it that year, and then the following year they just dropped the number and said it's the same guitars. Here are the slight tweaks that we're making, and yeah, like, it's working for them.
I agree, and I think that is probably a good place to wrap the cast, because I think we're just over the hour mark, and I think generally leaving it on a high note for this, because I think even though they're not guitars for us, I think we're generally quite positive about these.
Yeah, I think they'll sell well, and I think if anybody gets one, I think they'll be happy with it, because it'll be like, it's not a guitar that you kind of buy on the looks. Like,
yeah,
there are people out there who'll just buy a Telecaster because of the way it looks, and they're not too fussed about the hardware like in there. If you buy one of these, you know what you're looking for, and you're getting what you're looking for.
Yeah, you're getting kind of serious stuff, aren't you? It's not one of these that you buy and then you go, oh, but I'll change the tuners out and I'll change this and I'll change that. You go, no, I could take this, take it to a gig tonight, and I'd be sound. But yeah, so.
Sorry, I just nodded and I realised that doesn't work on a podcast. I was nodding and I was like, hang on a minute, there's a microphone in front of my face that I'm
almost
touching with my chin.
Yeah. That's where we're gonna end the podcast for today. Thank you, you listeners, you lovely, lovely people. It's always a pleasure to be in your ears. Really creepy, but yeah. We also get a little bit of extra love from the following people who back us on Patreon. And for as little as $2 a month, you can be one of these fantastic people. Wow. They're lovely. So we've got Mr. Adam Yeomans of Chef Tone Effects, Mr. Andrew Bimson. We've got Mr. Doug Christ of 37 Effects, and the Fat Guy Little Coat.
Fat guy little.
Even littler guy.
I was like, that doesn't sound right. Oh no, wait! I've just tried to correct him from saying the correct name. Damn it!
Yeah. Oh no, I've shit over this.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't got the pedal to hand to read.
Yeah. Got Joseph Richardson of Abstraction Band and Joseph Richardson Music on Instagram. We have got Hugh G. Rection in and around the pants area. Yes. Of course. We've got Mr. Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups. They are just so good. And Brian Gower of the Tone Jerks podcast. Again, fantastic podcast. Check out the one with Brian's dad on. It's such a good episode. So good. Yeah, I didn't even care that they were talking about cars for like a good 20 minutes of it. I was just entertained by the chap.
I think I'm about a month behind with the Tone Jerks, so I haven't heard that one yet.
You are in for a treat. I could just let me tell you now. You are in for a treat. Yeah, it's like not the most recent one, the one before, I think. Okay. So yeah, check that out. Yeah, if you want to catch me online, it is BudgetPedalChap at Facebook, Instagram, and the other one, YouTube, which is the home of the No Talk All Tone, as well as being on Pedalboards of Doom occasionally for that old Stomp V Stomp series, which is pretty cool. And hopefully coming up within the next couple of weeks will be the follow-up to the top 5 most influential pedals. Ooh. Yeah, I've recorded my bits. I'm just waiting on everyone else now. So, it's happening. It's happening. Matt, you are heel_Matt Q at Twitch, Twitter, to Instagram.
Yep.
The Bad Buckers podcast.
Yep.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, pretty much it. That's a wrap for this week. So from myself, Mr. BudgetPedalChap, from Mr. Matt Quine. So bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Way. It will be a tatty bye and good night for this week. Ta-ra a bit.
Ta-ra. Bye. Wave.
Like really saccharine children's TV presenters. Bye, everybody.
It's alright because my creepy smile is hidden by my microphone. I was told a really daddish dad joke today.
Go
so
on.
before we look for one, so I went into the butcher's and he bet me 50 quid that I couldn't get the beef down from one of the shelves, and I said, "I'm really sorry, mate, but the stakes are too high.
Yep, we'll keep that one. It's a shit joke. It's definitely a shit joke.